The Mirny Mine in Siberia is a monstrous chasm gouged into the earth, a pit so vast that it swallows light, sound, and perhaps even hope itself. To the casual observer, it is merely an abandoned diamond mine, a bygone relic of Soviet ambition. But to those who dare look deeper, Mirny is more than a hole in the ground. It is a monument to human suffering, environmental devastation, and the haunting echoes of a collapsed dream.
The story of Mirny Mine begins in the 1950s, when Soviet geologists braved the brutal Siberian wilderness in search of diamonds. The discovery was hailed as a miracle, a glimmering promise of economic might in the bleak Soviet landscape. Stalin himself pushed for rapid development, driven by a hunger to outpace Western diamond production. The town of Mirny was built overnight, a temporary settlement that soon became permanent as thousands of workers descended into the permafrost-laden abyss, seeking fortune or, more commonly, forced labor under the Soviet industrial machine. The mine quickly became one of the richest sources of diamonds in the world. But with that wealth came an insatiable greed, one that gnawed through the land and the lives of those who toiled within its depths. Temperatures in the region plunged to minus 40 degrees Celsius in the winter, making equipment brittle and flesh even more so. The ground, frozen for millennia, resisted human intrusion, but dynamite, drills, and determination wore it down. Workers labored tirelessly, some willingly, many not. They descended into the pit, breathing in dust that cut into their lungs, working shifts that stretched beyond the limits of human endurance. Some collapsed from exhaustion, some were crushed beneath cave-ins or machinery. Others disappeared entirely, their fates swallowed by the mine, their names lost to time. And above them, the ever-growing hole in the earth yawned wider, insatiable, relentless.
For decades, Mirny thrived, not in the sense of prosperity, but in the relentless way a parasite thrives on its host. The town existed only to serve the mine, and as the mine expanded, so too did the burden on those who lived there. Buildings cracked under the strain of shifting earth. The air grew thick with dust and despair. The local river, once a source of life, turned into a polluted vein of sludge, choking on industrial waste. The people of Mirny, the miners, their families, and those with nowhere else to go, endured a life as harsh as the winter winds that cut through their homes. Alcoholism became rampant, a salve for wounds that would never heal. As the years passed, the diamonds became harder to extract. The tunnels stretched deeper, the risk of collapse grew greater, and the return on investment shrank. The town withered alongside the mine, its lifeblood draining drop by drop. The same greed that had fueled its rise now ensured its fall.
By 2004, the Mirny mine was officially abandoned. The Soviet Union had long since collapsed, and with it, the dreams of those who had given their lives to its ambitions. The mine was deemed too dangerous, too expensive, too empty to continue, and so it was left to rot, a vast, gaping wound in the landscape, surrounded by a town that had become little more than a ghost of its former self. But Mirny did not die quietly. The mine's sheer size made it an environmental hazard of epic proportions. Winds howled through its hollow depths, creating vortexes so powerful that helicopters flying above were at risk of being sucked into the abyss. Landslides claimed what little infrastructure remained. The scars on the land, much like the scars on the people who had lived and died there, would never fully heal.
Today, the Mirny mine remains as a testament to both human ambition and human folly. Tourists visit, standing at the edge of the pit, peering into its depths as if gazing into the void itself. They take photos, marvel at the scale, and then leave. But the town of Mirny is still there, still struggling, still haunted by its past. What was once a beacon of Soviet industrial strength is now a gaping hole, not just in the ground, but in the hearts of those who remember what was lost. The diamonds that fueled its creation are scattered across the world, embedded in jewelry, in wealth, in hands that have never known the suffering of those who mined them. Mirny mine was never just a mine. It was a hunger, an unrelenting force that devoured everything in its path. Land, lives, and dreams alike. And now it waits, silent, hollow, a graveyard of ambition where the wind whispers stories of those who will never return.
Let me know in the comments what you think. And while you're at it, hit like and subscribe. It really helps.